Thank you all for tuning in to the Lawrence C. Thomas Show. All right, today is going to be a quick overview of the 2016 upcoming season. As we all know, around this time and around this moment, there's a lot of dry spells because it's the off season for the NFL. But there's always a power ranking and this sort of thing that's going on. And I think this morning ESPN actually released a 2016 expectation, like a power ranking type of deal. And I'm just going to pretty much go over the teams that are on this list. If your team is on there and you feel like they're in the wrong slot or place, let me know. Comment down below. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm here 24/7. It's your boy LT. All right, so with the first ranking, they have top of the charts are the Carolina Panthers. Last year, they jumped out on the screen, but it wasn't like all of that happened all within a snap. Actually, the year before, they turned the tides. They was figuring out their roster. They're figuring out their philosophy. I think the coaching got his feet the coaching got his feet ready to handle the 2015 season, and the right chips fell in the right place. And not to take away anything from the Carolina Panthers, they did their job. It's just that when the Super Bowl came, they folded a little bit. One can argue and say, hey, it was East Coast team playing on the West Coast, and the time of the day and the inexperience of the players played a very drastic role. But Carolina Panthers, neither here nor there, are number one in this power ranking. And second up, batters up. Actually, the New England Patriots are second in NFL rankings. Now, I know my team is the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, but one can argue that New England Patriots would have won the Super Bowl this year if they were to remain healthy. Neither here nor there. I know the Cowboys did not remain healthy, but the New England Patriots did not remain healthy as well. Edelman, number 11, broke his foot. Dez Bryant broke his foot, you see. The only difference is, of course, that we don't have a Tom Brady. And New England Patriots have Tom Brady. They have a hell of a coach. Their offensive line was despicable and horrible. They lost their running back as well. So they had this mismatch type of team out there and still was winning. I mean, you can't beat that, and you can't beat that type of drive and that fortitude that Tom Brady has. So they're ranked number 2. So look for this year for them to show up the outside. They already signed Martellus Bennett, and they already trying to piece together this offensive line. And once that comes together, look out. They are maybe in fights for the top 5 team if Tom Brady can stay healthy. Third on the list, believe it or not, the 12th man team, the Seattle Seahawks. They are actually third ranked for NFL 2016. They got a steady quarterback, of course. The only placement that they're going to be looking for is the Riles kid. Is he going to be able to stay healthy this year? Will he be the gap? Will he be able to stand in the gap for beast mode? Will he be able to bring that same type of mentality, same type of drive, fortitude, as far as effort on each and every play? I mean, come on. It could be possible. Who knows? But Pete Carroll is a hell of a coach, too, as well. I got him if I was to do a ranking as far as top 5 coaches, he's on the top 5. As far as the Arizona Cardinals will be number 4. Now, the Cardinals they need a developmental quarterback to take the place one day of Carson Palmer. I know last year was disappointing as far as how they lost in the playoff, but they're ranked number 4, and that's their only needs as of now. They got Chandler Jones from the Patriots within a trade. So hopefully they'll shore up the pass rush, and they'll be able to step out and show out this year. Number 5, believe it or not, now this is the ESPN power rankings here. They still have Denver Broncos ranked number 5 on the power rankings. I wouldn't put them or place them that high because for a simple strength, they are in total chaos of quarterback. No one can make me believe that Mark Sanchez is going to go out there and push this franchise up. There's no way. I don't care what kind of defense he's playing on. He's going to figure out a way to lose the game. But that's just my opinion. But they got them ranked number 5. But let's see how John Elway is going to mass together this team. They did lose a lot of players, and we would just have to see what's going to unfold from there. But in my opinion, they're ranked kind of too high, but they're ranked number 5. As far as the number 6 ranked team, that will be the Pittsburgh Steelers D. I ate so much crow going against them. They have 6 Super Bowl rings altogether. They're leading the NFL in Super Bowl rings, and footing that the ESPN have them 6th ranked overall. They suffered a lot of injuries. They're going to be without Matavius Bryant unless somehow the NFL can open up their minds and say, hey, allow weed in the NFL, because I don't think that is such a detriment to anybody who smoke weed. But neither here nor there. The rules are rules. My job, I can't smoke either, so it's always good to follow the rules. But neither here nor there. They was hit heavily with injuries as well. Le'Veon Bell, of course, we all know had a season-ending injury and was not able to suit up for the majority of the game last year. With a healthy Le'Veon Bell, look for this team to step it up even more. I think even though they're loaded with wide receivers, I kind of feel like they still may draft they're going to draft one of those top wide receivers that's out there. Look for them to step up. They always do a good job, better yet, a great job in drafting and managing their players. So look for them to step it up even more. All right, next on the list, number 7, I have the ESPN have Green Bay Packers. Last year record was 10-6. They're ranked number 7. And everybody who out there who are the Packer Nations know for a fact that they didn't have a wide receiver at all, period. I think one guy named Janice or something like that, it was catching balls and Hail Marys and running kickbacks and this sort of thing. So look for them to shore up that particular end, and look for them to step it up. When you got Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks out there, you got a good chance of being top 5. So they got them ranked at number 7. I'm not going to fuss at that, but look for them to shore up those things. And when Jordy Nelson come back, I think he's got a fighter's mentality. He's going to step it up. Number 8, the Cincinnati Bengals. Last year record was what, 12-4. The Cincinnati Bengals, the team that got themselves in the way in the playoffs, they had that actual playoff one. Now, the reason why they lost last year because of simply they're on what I can say, they got in their own way. Some players got sidetracked of where they were at the time, and I forgot one of the running backs' name, but he fumbled the ball at a at the right time. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you'll say, "Hey, man, they fumbled that ball at the right time." And then what transpired beyond that, we all know with the penalties and this sort of thing. But look for this year for them to shore up that, for them to pick some more defensive backs in this draft, and look for them as well to maybe draft a running back. Believe it or not, look for them to do that. With the 9th ranking, they have Kansas City Chiefs. Last year record was what, 11-5. Look for them actually to go out and have another developmental quarterback behind Alex Smith. The pressing need to have that guy replaced for the long haul is in the midst. He's a hell of a journey type of quarterback. I think he can put you in places to win the game, but not the biggest games. He may or may not have the replicant season that he had last year. It's such a fickle process when you're talking about Alex Smith. But look for that to come about in the off season. I'm not a Kansas City insider or anything of that nature, but look for that to happen. Far as the 10th ranking, we have here on the list Minnesota Vikings, ranked number 10. Last year record was 11-5. Look for them to as well to go out and maybe take a look at a wide receiver to sit opposite side of the kid that had to come out season last year. I think he was a rookie. Name at the tip of my tongue. But look for them to draft another wide receiver to be able to play the outside, to stretch the field a little bit for them. Or maybe a bigger body, a bigger target. I think the wide receiver that came out last year was a smaller guy, but shifty and was able to run great routes. 11th on the list, the rankings have the Colts. Last year was 8-8. If Andrew Luck can manage to stay healthy, stay focused, and if the coach can stay focused as well on calling the right type of plays and and get the right momentum going for them, opportunities are endless. I think they need to I think they as well need to go out and draft a wide receiver as well to stand out, but to also shore up the defense. Hey, and guys, if I mess up, hey, this is raw, uncut, unedited videos. My channel, I'm not going to do all the editing and all that stuff. So just bear with me and this sort of thing, okay? Well, with the 12th pick, with the 12th ranking, they have New York Jets. Last year record was 10-6. If they can handle the debacle with the quarterback, if they can go ahead and pay the guy, I know it's going to be a far stretch. I think what's this guy? Ryan Fitzpatrick is asking for north of $15 million 15 to 16 million a year, or I think he want Kirk Cousins money, like 19 or 20. But his age and his quarterback play in big games, I think they're gonna run from that chance and may go in the draft. Well, they got to run a young quarterback already, so I don't know. The Jets are kind of like my Cowboys. They are such a how can I put this? They are such a swing and a miss type of franchise. Every year they get you they get you hyped up. They get all these good players to come, and nothing actually happened. Nothing actually happened with them. It's the same song and dance each and every time. It's the same. Oh, we got LaDainian Tomlinson, or we got Brett Favre, or we got San Antonio Holmes, or we went and grabbed the best coach out there. The only trump card that my Cowboys got over the Jets, we got 5 Super Bowl rings and all this stuff, crazy crap, because that is allegory at this point. That is something so much of the past, so much of a smaller story, that these are two franchises that mirror one another as far as legacies and this sort of thing, and have not stepped up to the plate lately. But they got them ranked number 12. Hopefully, if they can get their minds together and get the act right with the quarterback, that something can shake a loose and pop a loose. How about that? All right. And just speaking of my Cowboys, they're ranked number 13. Lucky number 13, right? For 2016. Shout out to Lucky Whitehead. Last year's record was 4-12, a very dismal, disappointing season. Heavily slammed with injuries. Heavily slammed with the quarterback carousel, the running back playpen, whereas Randall Kidd was out of his mind, I guess, out of his thoughts on a lot of things as far as this 2015 season, past season. And Dez Bryant got hurt. Let me just go over. Dez Bryant got hurt. Tony Romo was hurt. Number 25 was hurt. Dunbar, that's his name. He was hurt. Did I say Scandrick was hurt? You had the kid that smoked all the weed got hurt, number 94. I ain't going to even say his name. Who else got hurt? Man, the whole team was hurt, man. I think Jason Garrett got hurt, man, for clapping all the time. I think he's mentally hurt. So look for 2013 for the Cowboys to somehow step it up. I know that Greg Hardy was the type of player last year to put a little spark into the defense. Hell, he got more interceptions than Brandon Carr. But they got rid of him, and look for in the draft, actually, for them to go with Joey Bosa. I hate that pick, but they're going to do it, the Cowboys. Number 14, let's see, I hope I was trying to be optimistic with it and everything. But, deep down in my heart, I want the Cowboys to get Ezekiel Elliott or Jalen Ramsey. That's in my opinion. With the 14th pick, see, I'm going back to pick. Well, with the 14 ranking, they have the Houston Texans. Last year's record was 9-7. They in desperate need of a quarterback. But according to the GM and Houston Nation, they got their quarterback. But look for them to still draft a quarterback, and look for them to also draft another wide receiver, believe it or not, to put opposite side of DeAndre Hopkins. That's just my opinion. And number 15, we have the Washington. They ranked number 15, but last year record was 9-7. Now one can argue and say, how in the hell did Washington get ranked lower than the Cowboys? Oh, you must just like it because you're a Cowboy fan and all that. But this is not my ranking. This is ESPN's ranking, or their thought path, or their strategy on what's going on. Look for them as well, believe it or not, for them to draft a quarterback this year. Although they got Cousins and they got the other kid, McCoy. See, I'm just saying quarterback. These teams are going to pump in these quarterback guys, whether it be the first round, second round, third round, fourth, or fifth. They're going to draft a quarterback, collectively, the NFL. But defense. I think they're going to go out this year and make it a great effort to shore up their backfield. Well, defensive backs and safeties and things are of that nature. They're going to shore that up. I think last year they kind of dropped the ball on that angle, but this year they're gonna get everything right. So they're going to be good contenders in the NFC East, and I would make a video later on to get into details of just the NFC East and why the NFC East is the SEC of the NFL. Last year they was kind of bashing my NFC East, but if you do your research and do your homework, you'll find that the NFC East got the most Super Bowls out of any other divisions. And hell, we pretty much every time we play each other is a rivalry game. So we up the ante when the NFC East plays one another, and we get punt the expression, the weakest division in the league. I think quite several times the Giants were per se wild cards and went on ahead and won the Super Bowl and this sort of thing. But neither here nor there. To me, in my opinion, New England Patriots for years had the weakest division, and the Indianapolis Colts, they got some horrible weak division. But I may be wrong. Fight me later, sue me later, right? 16th ranking, they have Baltimore Ravens. Last year was 5-11, a dismal season as well. They didn't show up like they wanted to. Joe Flacco was all over the place. But look for this year for them to reinvent themselves. Look for this year to step it up, step out, show up. Steve Smith Senior is going to get out there and show the world that he can play. I know he was injured last year, but look for them to step it up for this year. 17th ranking, the Atlanta Falcons. They was 8-8 last year. We all know that they're in shambles of a quarterback. Somehow he disappeared. Look for Matt Ryan's I think Matty Ice, as they call him, to step it up this year for the whole 16 games. And I know he became a shadow of himself. Even Roddy White spoke out against a lot of things about him not getting the ball. But look for them to step it up this year. Vic Beasley, he's going to be like 10 to 15 sack player. No, I'm going to go on the record about 8 to 10 sacks. 15 is kind of too high. But it's just depending on what they draft and who they pick up on the offseason to free him up. The 18th ranking, they have Buffalo Bills. They were 8-8 last year. One could argue that they was 8-8, or you can swap them between them and the Jets. I think Jets were like ranked number 12, so you can swap those two teams there. I won't get mad at it. look for if Tyrod Taylor can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, look for them to be a force to deal with. Look for them to gel even better. Look for them to come out and show out. They're gonna draft defense. They're gonna draft defense, guys. They're gonna draft some type of. They're gonna draft defense, and they're gonna draft another quarterback to go behind Tyrod Taylor. Watch my word. Watch. I'm saying all these quarterbacks for a reason. All right, 19th ranking, they have the Oakland Raiders. Last year record was 7-9. You'll think it was higher, but Derek Carr's gonna have a hell of a season this year. I think he's gonna be on fire. He's gonna gel more with Amari Cooper, Khalil Mack as well. It's gonna really show his power and fortitude. They got a hell of a team. Now, why they're ranked number 19, it's only because of the name or past history. But if you look at this roster now, man, you would say, hey, they top 5 team. So we'll see how that gel together. I'm not going to get into more details on the Oakland Raiders. Number 20, the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to the Eagles Nations who let me know each and every day of how my team suck. But guess what? I'm not going to even shoot no fires at you guys. I'm going to let you guys make it. But look for them as well to make some type of shakeup this offseason as far as quarterback. I don't think for sure that they know, or even if they want to, go with a Sam Bradford for 16 games out of this year. So look for them to do that, and look for them to also to draft running back. Look for them to draft another wide receiver, and also for them to draft. Hold on, I got a phone. Look for them to also go out and grab defensive back. Now, number 21, the New York Football Giants. They're ranked number 21 this season, 2016. Last year record was 6-10. Like I say, the Giants, they may be ranked too low. Here's why. You got Eli Manning. He every year, if you look back at Eli Manning, he have a good year, a bad year, a bad year, a good year, a good year, a bad year, a bad year, a good year. And I think for as far as me as being a diehard Cowboy fan, look out, because Eli's finna have a good year. He's gonna be well cemented into this offense. Look for their defense to maybe struggle. Well, no, let me take that back. Hell, I can't. I'm not even going to expound on the Giants. You guys are very hopeful to have Odell Beckham. You guys are very hopeful to have the defensive prowess that you guys went out and grabbed, and that's the only weekend of the entire team, I believe, from last year was the defense, kind of, sort of. So I don't know if you're a Giant fan and you're chiming into this video, let me know. Comment down below. 22nd, New Orleans Saints ranked number 22nd for the 2016 year. Last year record was 7-9. There's no way that Sean Payton can go another year as a mediocre role, 7-9 or 5-11 or 6-10. So look for this year, if Drew Brees can stay healthy. That's the mighty word. If he can stay healthy, look for them to be the force of nature out there. Look for them to step it up. They need to go out and draft a legitimate wide receiver, a big body, possessive type of wide receiver. Hopefully, if Laquan Treadwell type of receiver falls into their grace, they can grab him. Look for them also as well to draft defensive players, big plug to fill in the middle. maybe Jaron Reed or something like that if he falls into their line, or a Billings or something like that. Look for them to grab those type of players in this offseason. The Saints have not been the same since they got rid of their speedy guy on the outside too as well. So they may grab a little shifty running back like the kid from Alabama, the Drake kid. So look for them to do something like that. That's all I have to say for the what do you call that? The New Orleans Saints. 23rd, I have the Detroit Lions. 7-9 last year. I would be remiss to add that they lost Kelvin Jones. Shout out to him for retiring early. I know football can be a very physical and mentally troubling sport, but I hope that he can just take a year off and come back with something of that nature. But look for them to draft a wide receiver as well, maybe a Josh Doxson. I butchered that guy named Josh Doxson. Maybe they go out and grab him, or Corey Coleman, or something of that nature. They might even draft a developmental quarterback to stand behind Matthew Stafford, because he becoming long in the tooth as well. 24th, they have here the Miami Dolphins. Last year's record was 6-10. Ryan Tannehill, Jay Cutler's cousins, type of quarterback. I don't have my faith and trust in Ryan Tannehill, but if you are a diehard Dolphin fan, then lo and behold, I pray that this guy can turn the corner. Last year, he loaded with weapons. He's just loaded with weapons, and look what happened. But look for the defense to show up this year. Donovan Sue is going to have a better year than he had last year. Just going to be a better outlook for him. And number 25th, I know you guys ready for me to go on this thing. Shout out to my 3 subscribers too as well. My channel's still new. Just trying to get it where I feel, you know. But shout out to y'all for listening to my videos and this sort of thing. And number 25th, I have the Los Angeles Rams, the new team, right? The new funk, the new funk that's in the town. The LA Rams. I want them to go with the white and blue uniforms. That would be a very classic look for them, and to go back to that other crazy yellow and bluish color. Not the color rush type of game uniforms, but you know what I'm talking about. That old school. If you played Tecmo Bowls back in the day, you know Jerome Bettis back in the day with the LA Rams and stuff like that. Or look for them to go for that type of uniform. But they were 7-9 last year. They got Case Keenum, the franchise quarterback, the next Peyton Manning, the Kurt Warners of the world. Case Keenum to be their quarterback. Look for them to draft a quarterback, and look for them to make some type of trade to get their quarterback. One can argue and say, hey, that's all they missing. They just need a quarterback. And the 2016 26th ranked team, they got the Chicago Bears, 6-10 last year. Remember, like I said, this draft is going to be a lot of quarterbacks. Jay Cutler, look for the Chicago Bears to go out and snatch up a quarterback in the draft. I'm telling you, quarterback. Even my Cowboys, they're going to draft a quarterback. Well, the 26th ranked team, the Chicago Bears, Kevin White, this is his freshman year. Last year was redshirt, but this is his actual freshman year. This is his rookie season. Kevin White is going to go out and take over the league. That's my boy. Shout out to Kevin White. He's going to take over the league if he can stay healthy. All right, 27 rank. San Diego Superchargers are ranked number 27. They are the mirror image of my Cowboys from last year. But they had not Drew Brees. What's this guy's name? Phillip Rivers all year. Now, one thing that I can argue and one thing that I can say is that my Tony Romo is better than Phillip Rivers. I'm waiting. Because Tony Romo would never, ever start the full 16 games and come out to be 4-12. That would never happen under his watch, regardless of who the coach is, regardless of what's going on. He would have figured out a way to win more than 4 games. But look for this year for them to show up the defense as well, for them to go out and grab a offensive line. They need to protect Phillip Rivers, because the guy was tap dancing like the late great Gregory Hines. For the people in his division, this is why they need to go out and draft. Hell, one can argue and say they need to go and get Larry Tunsil, because they're going against the Justin Houstons of the world, Khalil Max, Von Miller, all in that division. They need to have some way to protect Phillip Rivers. I think Justin Houston may be injured for the season, but they still got to deal with the if you can say this guy's name, it's the tip of my tongue, but he's Talamba, whatever the guy's name from the Houston. Just Google, look up Houston. If you are not Houston, dang, I'm all over the place. Kansas City Chiefs. The guy that sits on the opposite side, rush on the opposite side, from Houston, from Justin Houston, whatever that guy name, Talamba, Mahimba, whatever that guy name. I butchered that guy's name. But with the 28th ranked, and almost done, they have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, 6-10 last year. Jameis Winston freshman year. Look for them, or rookie year, however you want to call it. Look for him to step it up this year. That's all I can say. Look for him to step it up. He's a hell of a pick, man. I kind of like that guy. He shows a great level of maturity, which is hard to say in young kids these days, right? 29th rank, and this could be flipped. This could be shifted to another element. The Jacksonville Jaguars. They are loaded, man. They are loaded. So 5-11 last year. The quarterback is just going to get anything but better. He's going to get better. He can't do any worse than what he already has become. He's a bright light that's out there in Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville is a nice city too as well. Look for him to step it up even more. Look for Dante to have his rookie season as well, because he was injured and he was not able to play last year. All right, look for him to step it up. And with the 30th ranking, you have the San Francisco 49ers, San Fran, which they don't like you to say when you go over to San Francisco. Don't say San Fran. But look for them to they hired Chip Kelly. One thing I can say, Chip Kelly knows how to win. Now, he don't know how to manage the team, like being a GM and this sort of thing. So if he can just coach the 49ers, look for them to step it up. And look for if Colin Kaepernick, if he can just step up to the plate and stop being, I guess, in lack of better terms, butthurt about what happened last year. He can just look at it like, hey, this is a fresh start for me. I'm going to compete. I know it was embarrassing last year for them to bench me and this sort of thing. And I just didn't like how the coaching staff did me last year and how the organization did me. But look for, if you can just step up and show up and Let let them not get you down, Kaepernick. Let them prove to them who you are, who you say you are. So stop running, stop being like a little baby, and go out and compete for the starting quarterback role. And then if you feel like you need to bounce from there, after this season, then bounce. But give it your best shot. Uh, Shout out to the 49ers nation, 49ers or Niner Nations too as well. My little brother is a diehard Niner fan. Um, 31st ranking, they have Tennessee Titans. Now with last year they was 3-13 with the acquisitions of DeMarco Murray and Mariota's second year gelling in with this offense. Look for them to be the top 10, not top 10, Lord. Look for them to be top 20 team. Look for them to move up 11 slots from this place. And the final team, the best team in the nation, the best team in the world, right? Cleveland Browns, 3-13, the Dog Pound. Johnny Manziel, old team, old stomping grounds. Look for them to move up a few slots this year. They got a better coach. They got better leadership. The NFL is such a fickle league. It's a no-fun league as well. But look for them to step up. Look for them to play with a chip on their shoulders this year. If they can manage to get a quarterback, of course, that's the old saying for this whole entire power ranking. If they can manage to get a legitimate quarterback, look for them to move up in rankings. Look for them to be top 25 at least, next year. But that's the ESPN grand total power ranking. I thank you all for listening in to this station. I know I was kind of long-winded, but hey, neither here nor there. At least gave you over half of an hour of just pure ESPN rankings. And if you like what you're listening to today, please like and subscribe to the channel. Please give me feedback. I'm all open ears to everything. If it's a camera adjustment, if it's background music, as far as the time of day I'm shooting and this sort of thing, let me know. At least you got your opinion out there. And also remember, you're just listening to nothing but the best. May God bless. Peace.